Hey everybody, welcome back to Doc G's Reloading. I wanted to cover something today I know is a little specific, but not so much for just the Atlas guns, also the staccatos or anything else that has a thumb safety on it, any 1911 actually. So, a couple of new things I did with this gun. This is my Atlas Artemis. I had to order a new holster for it because I added this thumb rest on the left side of the gun. So, of course, double check everything's clear. There's nothing in the chamber. Everything's safe. So what I did is I went from a regular safety to these shielded safeties because I found that, when I went to go weak hand only and I go grab with the left hand, sometimes that left thumb would get a little high and I didn't have any trouble, but I didn't want to get any trouble with my thumb rubbing on the slide and causing it to go out of battery during a class fire, especially because that's where you tend to shoot weak hand only, strong hand and weak hand. So I put these shielded safeties on instead, and I contacted. So that's the first part. The other thing I'm going to cover is this left-sided thumb rest, which I'll go over with you there, and I'll show this up close too, and then let you see what it looks like. So, I know some people have said, "Oh, don't put the left thumb rest on there. You don't need it, especially for an Atlas gun." Which I think so, but for me, I don't tend to grip the gun super, super tight. I tend to have a little more relaxed grip. So if I can add a thumb rest there where I'm not pushing down, but just gripping with that left hand, because you're supposed to grip harder with the left hand anyway. You just, I just thought, well, if it gives me a little extra control, if it helps me 5%, I'll take it. That would bump me into B category. So if it can help, I'm going to try it. So the problem is I had to order a new holster, which was not inexpensive, but Red Hill Tactical does an awesome job. I'll do a review on that holster when I get it. It just shipped today. Like I said, I love Red Hill Tactical. They've never, ever caused any damage to my guns, never rubbed off any of the DLC coating. This you'll see on this side, yeah, that got rubbed off there, but that got rubbed off from a holster I borrowed from a friend that would fit this so I could use it, but it kind of scratched off the DLC, which who cares? It's a gun, right? It's supposed to look used. But anyway, Red Hill Tactical, awesome company. Love them. Love their holsters. Every holster I have that's a competition holster is a Red Hill Tactical. So we'll go over that when I get it. But so on installing these shielded safeties, I ordered this 10-8 block. So this is called a 10-8 block. You can see there where it says 10-8, 10-8. Okay, and it's got a bunch of things on it that you can do with a 1911 gun. Especially like a staccato, which is more of a, the 2011, but it still has a 1911 kind of footprint. So there's lots of things you can do with this block, but the most important thing is this upper here. So you'll see that little hole there. See this little hole here. So that little hole there, and then this little cutout here. So here's the safety. I'm going to try to show it up close for you guys. This is the safety that you need to fit into the gun. So, where I live, it's rural, and I don't know of any good gunsmiths that I can just go to, and I don't want anybody touching my Atlas gun. So, plus I hate to say it, they're going to say, "Oh, an Atlas gun, I'm going to charge that guy, twice what I normally charge somebody." So anyway, I talked to Tony and Adam over at Atlas, and they said, it's an easy fitment. These are kind of already preset for Atlas guns, but they leave off coating on the part that you need to take off some metal so that it actually slides in and snaps in and fits in perfectly. So I did do the fitting. I watched the video they have and went through it painstakingly, slowly, and was able to fit this on myself. As you can see, I was able to fit these on. And what you're going to do is, so on this one here, I'm going to bring this in close so you guys can see it. I'm going to turn it this way, that way a little easier. So what you end up doing is you end up taking off material right here. So I don't know if you guys can all see that. So right at the top there, bring it in. Right at the top there, on the top of this is where you take off the material with a file. This is the file you would use, a 6-inch file. So you put this in here like this, and what's really nice is it sets it up for you just perfectly. So you can kind of see there, I'm going to kind of rotate it so that you guys can kind of see it. See how it fits it right in there? And that's the part that you're going to take the metal off of anyway. So you're going to take the metal off right here. So then what you have to do is you have to bring this to the level of the, you don't want to do this. You don't want to have it, so you don't want to have it like this down. You want to lift it up just a little bit so that it's level with where you're filing, and then you very gently and slowly use this file by setting it here and then just gently going, one swipe at a time, trying to keep it level and up off of the block just a little bit. You could probably put a little spacer underneath there if you wanted to. I guess that wouldn't be a problem. But what I did is I put this in my vise, so it's probably a better idea to stick this thing in your vise, put your thumb on this to hold it, and then what you're going to do is, I'm not going to actually do it, but you just hold it here and you just gently go over that, and you'll see the metal get shinier and shinier, and it'll make a nice flat surface for you, and that's what you need to take off in order to fit it into the gun. So I did that slowly, slowly, slowly. Now the guy in the video, of course, is a gunsmith from Atlas, and he did it in 5 minutes. I took more like a half an hour to 45 minutes because I wasn't going to screw it up. These are 165 bucks a pop, so I was not going to screw it up. But I got it all fitted in perfectly. You have to take off this mag well and pull back the mainspring housing, take off the beaver tail so that you can see what you're doing in there. And the hammer has to be back to pull out the safeties, but we're not going to get into all that. But rest assured, they had a video that showed you how to do it. If you do it slowly, it pops right in. And then, like I said, I've got, now it snaps right up, down, perfect. Absolutely works perfectly. And I do like the fact that it's shielded, so it's going to keep my thumb from ever touching the slide as it comes back. I never had a problem with that, but I just didn't want to ever have a problem with it because it can really screw you up, especially in a classifier. So that's the thumb safety. And then this part here, so this is their thumb rest. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm going to try it. Like I said, if this can help me, 3 to 5%, I'll be happy. But it just snaps in. So this gun is my competition gun. So this gun has never had a slide lockback. I don't want a slide lockback because if it gives me an additional 2 rounds I can shove into the magazine if I don't have the lockback. So I'd rather have 2 extra rounds and a lockback because I'm just going to plan my stage accordingly and then not run dry. Sometimes you run dry, but whether the slide's locked back or not, it's not going to matter. It's going to take you the same amount to reload, so it doesn't same amount of time anyway. But yeah, with this one here, so you just pull back until you kind of get it aligned. You can kind of see it on the side there, and you pull back. There we go. So then it just comes out, and then that's your thumb rest. So you can buy these from Atlas too, and they come in the DLC black because I wanted it to match my gun, and it just slides in, where you normally would with the pin, and then it's got the lock-in on the other side. You can check this out on their website, on Atlas's website. But I put in this thumb rest. Problem is you got to order a new safety for it then. But like I said, I got to clean this gun today anyway, so I'm just going to leave this apart. But it is nice. Like I said, I like having my left thumb there. I really do. I like that it kind of almost encourages me to grip a little harder with the left hand. I tend not to, and I tend to throw shots low left. So, and when I increase my grip strength on the left hand, my shots go more straight. So it's like, I just need to do this and try it. So, new holsters coming. Sectionals are Saturday. Today's Thursday. Sectionals are this coming Saturday, so 2 days away. So I won't have my holster in time, and I wouldn't use it anyway because I'm not going to switch right before a major match. So I am going to use this later and get more used to it and do a lot more dry fire with it once I get that new Red Hill tactical holster. When I get it, I'll show it to everybody and talk about it and do a review about it. And of course, the reviews on Red Hill tactical stuff is awesome. I think they're just fantastic. products. Again, they've always fit my gun perfectly. Never had an issue with them. They're ridiculously stiff. They are never going to bend. They never deform. They have really great options, and I wouldn't buy another holster. There's nothing else I'd ever purchase other than a Red Hill Tactical. So we'll talk more about that next time, but I just wanted to show you all the thumb safety, what you need to install it. So a shielded thumb safety. This one's going to be for my Nemesis, Atlas Nemesis in 40 cal, in case I do want to go back and shoot limited division major power factor. So I'm going to put that one on my Nemesis, and I've got this one on my limited optics division in USPSA, and I can use the thumb rest. As long as the thumb rest isn't attached to the frame, I can use it. If it's attached to the frame, I then get pushed to open division. So this is a way of kind of getting around that, where I can still use the left thumb rest. So I'm gonna see how it works. I've used it at the range already, and we shot the plates the other day, 6 plates from a draw from a holster that this didn't fit into. So that was a little awkward. My draw time was like 1.9. I did it in about 4 seconds flat, like 4.04, I think is my time for 6 plates at 10 yards. And they were the 6-inch plates. So I think this is helping. So I really want to get used to it, do more dry fire, and then use it at a competition. And again, if it helps me get 3 to 5% better, that's all I'm going to need to bump into the next class, and then work my way to A. So, all right, thanks again for watching Dr. G's Reloading, and let me know if you have any questions.